last Thursday we had started with our lecture, and last Thursday we had taken grammar lecture. Okay, and there we had seen the parts of speech, we had seen conjunction and interjection. Okay, now we are going to continue with our grammar lecture only, but this time we are going to see another aspect of grammar, and that is verb. Students, you must be knowing that there are total 8 parts of speech, as I have told you, as I have explained you in the last lecture of mine. Now, out of those 8, there were 4 who were changeable, and there were other 4 those were unchangeable. Now, out of those 4 who were changeable were noun, pronoun, adjective, and verb. Now, here we are going to see today verb. Okay, so now let's begin our lecture. Ma'am, can you screen share now? Okay, so this is Sunita Guru from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Municipal English Medium UPA School. Our school belongs to Early. Now we will start. I'm 7th standard teacher students. Our today's subject is English and unit is grammar. Our subunit is types of verbs. Now in verbs also see, children, English is a funny language. Why is it so? Because in English there are so many, means infinite words are there. Infinite words are there. And those words are having different meanings that you even cannot tell, okay, by the count of your fingers. Same way here verb, this is a very broad concept. Okay. Within verb there are different types of you know, sub concepts are there within verb. Here today we are not going to look all of them. We are only going to look at transitive and intransitive verbs today. Okay, our main important topic is transitive and intransitive verbs. Now, as I've told you earlier, let us first of all know what is a verb. Okay, so now see, I'm reading over here. This is our slide. A verb is a word that shows action or links a subject to another word in a sentence. Verb is a word that shows the action, okay, that shows the function in a sentence. What is happening in a sentence? That is shown by a verb. Verb is only a word, okay. Verb is only a word that it's starting with to also. Maximum times verb is starting with to. It is also called as infinitive. To read, to write, to speak, to cry, to act. Okay. So all these are verbs and they are denoting the action. Now there are 3 types of verbs. Okay. These are the 3 types of words that we are using in our day-to-day life. First of all, action verb. Second one is linking verb. Third one is helping verb. These 3 types of verbs we are using in our daily life. Now let us see in not in so much deep, but we will take an overview over these 3 types of verbs only first. Okay, because our today's topic is transitive and intransitive verbs. So first of all, as I've told you, action verb. Action verb tells us what the subject is doing, whether the subject is running, hiding, walking, swimming, or telling or speaking. For example, I told you now, the main action that is denoted by the verb, that is called as the action verb, to run, to hide, to walk, to swim, to tell, or to speak. These are all infinitives. They are coming under the action verb because they say the main action in the sentence. Okay. Next, second word is a linking verb. Linking, as the word is denoting children. Okay. Linking, the word is denoting itself. That is linking the two sentences or the two words. Connects or links a subject to a noun or an adjective in the predicate. Means sometimes what happens, there are two sentences, children, and at such time these verbs are linking. Means, see, their common linking verbs: is, are, was, were, being, been, am. Mark is a football player. Mark is a football player. Is a linking verb over here. Now from these, all these linking verbs we are using in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day sentences. Okay, you must have seen must have seen so many words, so many sentences inside your textbooks or different types of books that you have read, story books or all the other books, where you have seen thousands and millions of such linking verbs inside the text, inside the books. Okay, from all these linking words are there that you are finding. Next, helping verb. Helping verb helps the main verb express tense and voice. Helping verbs need an action verb with them. Means there are three types of verbs that we have seen: action verb, linking verb, helping verb. Now linking verb, they can act independently, but action verb and helping verb, they work with one another. They work with the help of each other. Helping verb always need the main action verb. Keep it in mind that. Okay, keep it in mind that. Helping verb always needs action verb. Without the action verb, helping verb cannot work. Helping verb merely helps. It does not do any other thing inside the sentence. For example, will, shall, might, may, should, shall. Okay, these all are coming under the helping verb, children. Here there is one sentence. Susie will go to the store. Now will is a helping verb and go is the main action of that sentence. So as I told you earlier, helping verb does not work independently. It always needs action verb with it. Without action verb, helping verb is of no use. Okay? Suppose I'm using only this one. You see will to the store. What is the meaning to that sentence? Without the verb, without the action, there is no meaning, children. So that is why action verb is very, very necessary. That is denoting the main action inside the sentence. Now, towards our main topic of today, that is transitive and intransitive verb. Transitive and intransitive verb. Let us begin now, children. First of all, transitive verb. When the verb has an object in the sentence, then it is called transitive verb. See the definition, children. We cannot say definition, it's a meaning, because definition is given by some important personality. But this is the meaning, okay? When the verb has an object in the sentence, then it is called transitive verb. Students, you must be knowing that any sentence is having subject object and verb as three parts of it. Any sentence, you take any sentence in this whole world, wherever any nook of corner you will go of this world, you will find out that English language is having three parts: subject, verb, and object. Without these three parts, any sentence cannot be formed. It is compulsory to have these three things in any sentence: subject, verb, and object. But sometimes what happens, children, when we speak, okay, when we speak or when we write something, we are having, okay, we are habituated of writing the incomplete sentences. At that time, in those incomplete sentences, we do not use an object. We only use subject and verb. Okay, we do not have the habit. Sometimes it happens that we do not use object in the sentence. We only use verb and uh, this one subject. At that time, it comes under intransitive. But here, when three of the things are present in a sentence, that is subject, verb, and object. Subject, verb, and object. Then it is coming under transitive verb. For example, she is painting a picture. He gave me a book. Here, a picture and a book are objects. A picture and a book are objects. And what are the verbs over here, children? Is painting. Is painting. This is the verb. Now, is a helping verb. As I told you earlier, painting is the main verb. Painting is the main action verb. Suppose I'm using she is painting a picture. So she is painting. Suppose I'm speaking like that only. So that will be incomplete sentence without the object. Okay. So we should ask the question, what is she painting? A picture. We are getting the answer here, a picture. Second one, he gave me a book. What did he give me? So answer will be a book. So here when we ask the question to the sentence with the what, starting with what, and when we get the answer at that time, that is the transitive verb. Remember students, when a sentence is having subject, verb and object, three things togetherly in a sentence, they are present. That is that sentence is having the transitive verb. Okay, next. A transitive verb is followed by a word or words called the direct object that answer the question what or whom. Example, the pilot landed the antique airplane. See the sentence. The pilot landed the antique airplane. Airplane is the direct object that answers the question landed what after verb landed. Now here the sentence is having three of the things, children. The pilot is the subject. Okay, the person who is working. The person who is working. Okay, living being. The pilot. Landed is the main action word because that is denoting the main action of landing. The antique airplane is the object that is giving us the answer of our question what? What did the pilot land? The pilot landed the antique airplane. Next. Now we will see some more examples, children. He sent the letter. Now letter is a direct object of sentence. Here the sending. Sent means this is the main action and that is having the letter as a direct object. She gave the lecture. Now lecture is a direct object of the word gave. Gave means the action of giving is denoted over here. In these sentences, something is being done to an object. Means object is also there, subject is also there, and action verb is also there. For example, he is a subject, send is a is an action, and later is an object. Now she is a subject, give, to give here, second sentence. To give is a verb or the action, the lecture is an object. Next, now we will go towards intransitive verb. Now intransitive verb is totally opposite of transitive. Okay? When the verb do not have an object in the sentence, then it is called intransitive verb. See the meaning. When the verb do not have an object in the sentence, then it is called intransitive verb. For example, we talked for hours. The baby was crying. Here object is missing. There is no object. As I've told you earlier, children, sometimes when we speak or when we write something, okay, in our day-to-day life, it happens so. Suppose in your language, okay, in your mother tongue also it happens that we are not likely to speak all the sentence together. Sometimes we speak half sentence. Sometimes we don't have a habit of keeping object inside the sentence. At that time, that sentence is actually incomplete sentence. Such incomplete sentence do not hold the object or on which the action is being done. On what the action is being done, that thing is not present in a sentence only. In such sentences, there is an intransitive verb that is acting. Okay, as I've told you, again I will tell you, sometimes when we speak or we write something, we are having habit of not using the object. Sometimes we speak incomplete sentence. We do not speak full sentence. At that time, we are not using object in it. At such time, that sentence is holding intransitive verb. For example, we walked for hours. Sorry, we talked for hours. Now here, we is a subject. To talk is an action. But what we talk? What we talk? Is there any answer to this question? No. Second sentence. The baby was crying. The baby is a subject. Okay. Was crying. Was is a helping verb. And crying is the main action. But why was baby crying? Who made the baby cry? Is there any object given in the sentence, children? No. That is why that sentence is having intransitive verb. Next, transitive verbs and intransitive verbs are action verbs, but intransitive verbs do not have a direct object. See there the word do not, children, that is written in the capital letters. Okay? Intransitive verbs do not have a direct object. Next, remember, an easy way to figure out if the verb is transitive or intransitive is to find the subject and the verb and ask what or whom. See, as I've told you earlier, in our earlier slide, when I was explaining to you, I asked you the baby was crying. This was the sentence, okay? The baby is a subject. Was crying is the action verb. Was is a helping verb and crying was main verb. But why was the baby crying? Whom did the baby cry? Is there any answer to this question? No. Okay, we talked for hours. But what did we talk? Is there any answer to this question? No. And as it is not having any answer, You may be thinking now, you must be understanding now that the subject is, that sentence is having the intransitive verb. Next, how to find object. Use question words what or whom just after the verb. If you get the answer, then object is present. If you don't get the answer, then the object is missing. You have to use the question words what or whom just after the verb. Question words, you have to ask the question itself. Okay? You have to ask the question what or whom to that particular sentence, children. Okay? The uh, this one, pilot landed the aeroplane. That sentence was there, right? The pilot landed the aeroplane. What did the pilot land? Suppose I ask the question, what did the pilot land? So the answer is an aeroplane. So here there is an object in a sentence. That is why that will come under transitive verb. Okay? And if I do not get the answer to my what question, to my what question, to my what question, then that will come under intransitive verb. Next,